Hey, y'all. Thank you. So, hi. Thank you to those who stuck around after the last show. So, for those who listen, I'm Cam. Majority of y'all, if not all of y'all, know me from Terry Rosen podcast, but now it's time for me to evolve into my own thing. And the greater part of me is definitely being a mom. I've been a mom for 5 years to a little girl who is honestly amazing, changed my life for the better. I know for sure that I would not be who I am without her. I would still be wilding out. I would still be crazy, probably still kicking headlights, twerking up. I'll still be doing that, never mind. So yeah, but no, honestly, changed me for the better. Motherhood, honestly, put me in a different realm of life, and not just motherhood, but single motherhood. When I chose to keep my child, I was choosing to be a single mom. It wasn't something that was just sprung upon me. I knew before I brought my baby into this world that I would be a single mom. And this is a choice that a lot of people look at to be stupid, dumb as hell, spiteful, like you're trying to keep the nigga, like you're trying to force the nigga to be around, like you're trying to, but honestly, maybe I might be 1 out of 2, I don't know. But I'm one of those women that genuinely just chose my child, and I didn't give a fuck about the nigga, period. It was about me, it was about my kid. I put myself in a situation that got me pregnant. I chose my baby. That was just it. And that is why this episode today is called Not Bitter, Just Better, okay? So, just a quick synopsis about my situation and how I became a mom. So I graduated with my associate's degree in 2017. My cousin owns the turkey leg hut in Houston. She needed some help opening the turkey leg hut. I figured, why the hell not? I had just graduated. I really didn't. It was just an associate's. I didn't know what the hell I was about to do. So I was like, fine, sure, I'll go to Houston. I'll see what's up. I'll help you, whatever. One thing about me, I'm always looking for new skills. So she needed a bartender. I was super interested in that. And that's a very key fact right there, because that leads to a lot of things I'm doing in my life today. So I went, and it was amazing. I loved it. I love Houston to this day. Moved there in December. Well, went there in December to see if I would be cool moving there, which I was. So I moved there in January. I ended up meeting my child's father in January. He knew my family for a very long time. I'm talking probably like 20 years, maybe a little over 20 years, actually. He's 10 years my senior, so I am 31. He is 40. So with him, knowing my family, we were able to click. We automatically off the rip, we're spending a lot of time together. They hired him as a supervisor, hired me as the bartender. We started spending a lot of time together, period. We're closing the restaurant together. There's someone that I trusted because, he had been around my family forever. If my family trusts him, I assume that that's somebody I could trust. And not to say that he wasn't. Just eventually, it was not someone that I should have trusted as much as I did. So I wasn't expected to get pregnant. To be honest, if he would have told me that he messed up or, slipped up, I would have got it taken care of. But it didn't happen that way. I'm expecting him to do, what he's supposed to do, and that didn't happen like that. So when I ended up pregnant, I honestly didn't see it as a bad thing. And he didn't express that it was a bad thing until it was too late for me mentally and emotionally. I'll just say that. I was about 11 weeks when he decided that this was a bad idea. And I'm like, we talking second trimester, damn near. I'm attached to the idea of having a kid. I found out very early on too. So if he wanted to express that he didn't want my baby, I would have got it taken care of. But he didn't do that. So second trimester, shit, he switched up. And it was like, damn. At that moment, I remember the heartbreak that I felt when I realized I was gonna be a single mother. And I know people are like, bitch, you didn't think that after not knowing him that long? Now, I met him in January. I found out I was pregnant on Mother's Day. Yes. So, so that didn't help any in regards to keeping my child. Finding out on Mother's Day that she could be a mom doesn't help. So it was like, I remember that moment of after Mother's Day, it was July when he was like, oh, we shouldn't. And I'm just like, you can't tell me no shit like this now. That's very weird to spring upon a woman who has told you, I'm with keeping the child. If you understand I'm keeping my child, a whole facade, the lies, the manipulation, just all of that. And being a single mom, like I said, it looks different for everybody. Like some women don't know that they're gonna be a single mom. Men stick through the whole pregnancy, then you have the baby, and men dip. Men stick through 5 years of the baby's life and they decide that they don't want to do it no more. It just depends. I honestly was lucky enough for him to decide beforehand. That was the best thing that he could have done. Like, period. Me knowing and going into it, knowing that that was the best thing that could have happened. I would have been distraught if it was sprung upon me, thinking that everything's going swell, and then one day it's just not anymore. Like, that would have been detrimental to my health, honestly. I came from a 2-parent household. My parents are still married to this day. My parents were married for 10 years before I was even born. It was very hard for me to decide to keep a kid with a person that I knew I was never, ever going to be with. I felt ashamed. I felt like I was gonna be judged. And even beyond that, society, I feel like that view of like, you gonna keep a baby that you know a nigga verbally expressed that he didn't want. Like, that's a huge thing on social media. Even now, we're talking, it was a huge thing 5 years ago. It's still a huge thing now. Like, Boogie's, we do Battle of the Sexes. Boogie's line, literally, his quote is, if I tell y'all I want that baby and you have that baby, that's your baby. Or that's Rail's quote, sorry. So it's like, but that is like a lot of, that is a lot of, that is a lot of men's perspectives. That is the perspective that a lot of people share. So it was, I went through a whole period of like, damn, like this is fucked up. Like this is not what I envisioned for myself. I watched my parents be married all my life. This is not what I envisioned for myself. I know this ain't what my mama envisioned for me. She got one baby daddy, one husband. She's never, no outside kids, no nothing. Like, it's just like, damn, I beat myself up a lot. But then I was like, damn, let me just go back home. Like, let me just move back home. Mind you, I just decided to move to this new place. I just decided this. I was stuck on it. I was making great money. The weather's amazing. Like, it was just great. I didn't want to go back home, but I knew that if I was deciding to keep a child, that it was going to take a village. It was going to take my support system. It was going to take the people that really loved me and wouldn't judge me about my choice. I had to surround myself with them. And I knew that. If I was going to do this, I knew that I had to go back home. So I did. And at first it felt like running. And then it like immediately became like doing what was best for my child. Now, don't get me wrong. I didn't just run and I emotionally detached and everything was good and we never talked again and blah, 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 blah. No, my pregnancy, granted, it was very, very healthy. He infiltrated a little bit, but I didn't too much allow it. But for the sake of leaving the opportunity for him to be a dad, I definitely did, for sure. I'm not spiteful. It was a point that I was bitter. Y'all will hear about that in a second. But I was never spiteful. It was always open. If you want to be a dad, then you can. But you're not going to play with my child. But mind y'all, she's not here yet. This is pregnancy. Had my baby shower. He wanted to be there. My baby shower was very intimate. It's probably like 40 people there. So I didn't mind. That was fine. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, nah, girl, what, you been to Chicago baby showers before? you be seeing all the car crackers and scammers. No, my shit was in my living room and kitchen. Was it, do you think it was 40, best friend? Maybe 25? Yeah, so it was super intimate. I might have been stretching it. But yeah, it was very intimate, so I didn't mind whatever he came. I immediately after my baby shower found out he had a girlfriend. Whatever, fine. I was bitter. I was very bitter in regards to him having someone else because I knew what that meant for my kid. It didn't have nothing to do with me. I had gone through my entire pregnancy almost. We was almost at the last hoorah. It wasn't about it for, like, in regards to me. I knew what it meant for my child, though. Like, nigga, you already didn't want to do shit. Now you got a bitch. Now you got a bitch. She don't have no kids. You might as well say you don't either. And it's just like, damn, I know what this means for my child. And it meant exactly that. And I was very, very bitter from that point, from that moment up until the moment that my kid was born. And when my child was born, it was like a light switch. It was like he was at the birth. And he stayed for a couple days after the birth, and everything was good and everything. But it was a switch. I totally switched. And it was no longer about anything in regards to him at all. And it was all about my kid. And that's been the best decision that I made ever since. And it's so crazy how much that I've grown and how much that I've like, nigga, I don't give a fuck. Somebody got to be the baby mama, y'all. Like, and it's not me. We have completely switched roles because that's how cool that I've become. I become so cool that the drama that he expect, the reaction he expect, he don't get that. This man acts out like a toddler without its toy. Like, it's crazy. But the best thing that I have chosen to do is just to be better. Be better. And yes, it do be for me, but it be when I look at this little girl. She did not choose to be here. I wasn't even trying to get pregnant, but I still chose to keep her. And the best thing that I can do is bring her into a situation where she sees the best version of me, period. And she cannot do that if I'm worried about what the fuck a nigga doing. That's just, there's no way around that. If I'm always worried about who you with, why you ain't called, why you ain't sent this, why you ain't did that, how can I focus on my child? How do I have time if I'm always worried about you? And I'm not just here to talk about what the men don't do. The women too. Women holding their kids hostage. Kids are not pawns. It wasn't working when you got pregnant by him. It's not gonna start working because there's a baby. And when you realize it don't work, focus on the child. Figure out what works best for y'all as parents to this child. Co-parenting. What's the best healthy option for you both? Both parties be having to get out of their own way. Both parties can be very bitter. But if both individuals as parents looked at the kid and realized this is all it's about is this child right here, because we both had sex. I didn't want to get you pregnant. You didn't want to get pregnant, but it happened. Clearly, nobody took the necessary precautions, unless it's just one of those 0.1% chances. Then that's different. But if no one, then hey, no one's to argue and be like, you knew I didn't want no baby. Then you should have put a condom on. Well, you didn't want me to wear no condom. Then you shouldn't have fucked me. I don't know. Like, I don't be knowing what niggas be. Hey, like, to what extent do we hold everyone accountable in this situation? He don't want to put a condom on, then you definitely can't fuck me. And we talking about more than pregnancy in that aspect. So it's just like, everybody got to be held accountable for their actions. If a woman tell you that she gonna keep a baby before she get pregnant, she's depending on you to not get her pregnant if you don't want her to have no baby. And when you get her pregnant, you can't tell her not to keep her baby. The things matter. The words matter. Things that you say matter. How I moved in regards to what my child's father said is how I ended up with a baby. Had he been honest about what he wanted, what he didn't want, I would not be sitting here in front of you today. Maybe I would, but not talking about this. So that's just all I can say is the best thing that I've done is realize that I chose this child, and I can only wake up every day and decide to do what's best for my child. And that is whatever that looks like, period. And it looks different for everybody. Like I said, I knew in advance, some women don't get that luxury. And I call it a luxury because it really is. It really is. I have not had to deal with the fault of it all. I didn't have to deal, I was able to prepare for it. I'll just say that. I was able to prepare for it. He decided he didn't want to do that before my baby was even here. I was able to heal from certain traumas. I've been in domestic violent relationships, emotional abuse. I was able to say, if I'm going to have a kid, now's the time for me to just heal everything that I don't want her to experience. And that's what I did. I wouldn't be able to do that focusing on what a nigga doing. I wouldn't be the mom that I am today, still focusing on what my baby did doing. He had a new child when my baby wasn't even a year yet. If I would have been you what? I'm finna come to Houston. I'm finna beat y'all ass. That would have been crazy. Like, that would have been crazy. Yes. Yeah, go step on the mic. Yes, sir.
So, what made you feel like you didn't have a baby daddy? What
Because
made you feel like you just a baby mama and didn't have a baby daddy?
so I rarely call myself a baby mama. I rarely say that. Just because the connotation behind it, I never really like been super down with it. And I rarely, honestly, I might slip up and call him my baby daddy, but you will also hear me say like my child's father. Like it is what it is. But I don't consider myself a baby mama because I don't have to really do the baby mama activities. Like I don't be snapping on my baby daddy. Like I don't contact him. I genuinely don't contact him. We don't talk. So I don't, but in regards to not having a baby daddy, like he doesn't do enough for me to claim his presence.
I got another question off that. Yeah. How do that affect?
This is my fiance, y'all. For those that didn't know. Sorry for those that didn't know.
How do that affect the child?
Okay, so I'm actually glad you asked that. Okay, so I'm glad you asked that. That's why I call it a luxury that he decided to get the fuck on before my kid was born. Because when your child attaches to their father and then the dad decides to go, oh my God, that's a heartbreak for me. That's a heartbreak for the kid. That's not something that I would ever want my child to experience. So he got out of there. And honestly, for my child, I don't want to like get too much deep into like what I'm going to be talking about along my season. But I'll just say that what I'm describing now, how it was in the beginning, is not how it is now. But that's also because of how I am and the tone that I set and what I was unwilling to accept and the boundaries that I set for my kid. But for her, it's been fine for her because I don't try to change her mind about anything. I don't try to portray any picture about him. I don't do anything. I let her express herself how she desires, and I don't talk bad about that man. She will see it. She will see whatever he puts on display. I hope by the time she's seeing it, that he's putting the right thing on display. But if not, then so God be with you. That's it.
Hey, that's facts.
Last question, sir. Come on.
Last question before I can turn it over to my best friend.
Okay, turn it over to my best friend. Let's go.
I'm turning to my best friend. But no, all right, I do remember. You never was a baby mom to me. Hey,
Period.
The nigga non-existent.
On me,
Bro,
okay? I've known one man my whole life.
If you leave that door open and a nigga step in, you can't even be mad at it.
Hey.
Like, even if you a baby daddy and you leave that door open for your baby mama to do that shit, like, if you leave the door open for your kid to accept another nigga, you can't even
You
be mad
did
at, you can't, don't get mad at the nigga. Don't get mad at your baby mama. Be mad at yourself because you left that door open type shit. Like,
And that's it.
It's only on you.
That's it.
It's only on you.
Point blank.
It's only on you.
I know. What you gotta say? Remember, this is positive. Don't get on here treating his ass, because I want to too, but go ahead. It's okay.
I was really coming to save you, best friend.
Thank you.
But like, I also just wanted to come up here and say that like, Cree is absolutely like one of the most amazing, creative, honest, well-spoken.
All right, now hold on, wait.
Like,
See, this gonna be
all
what
the
make me
things,
cry.
but, like, I'm not just saying that because that's
make me
her
cry.
daughter or because that's my goddaughter. Like, that's for real. Like, you can sit there and have a real conversation with her, and like the fact that Cam is sitting here and talking about like how she took the things that she wanted to fix about herself and took that time to pour into Cree. It's very evident in like speaking to her and like how mature she is and how bright she is and how all of the things. She's a very like one of a kind kid. So like it's just very evident like how you can break generational curses. Like you don't like, I know there are some times that there are situations where like parents use the excuse of like they didn't have like good leadership or they didn't have like the vision of like a good home or like don't really know what to base it off of. But like you could take the things that you don't want and like utilize that as like your learning experience and utilize that to like pour into your kids. So it's like you said that like, you learned early on that like you knew that like your focus was not about that man, your focus was about that baby. And like when you show up for your kid like that, like it's it's evident. It's evident in the way that the child carries themselves and their happiness. And like, kids are very honest people. So like, if kids ain't feeling some shit,
maybe they gonna tell you like it is. They gonna tell you like it is. They gonna tell you your outfit ugly. They gonna tell you you're a bad dad. Fuck you, something.
like,
They gonna tell you everything.
All those things. And like, I definitely just hope that like you said, that like by the time she is old enough to pay attention to like what's going on, that like he is in a different space, that like
Absolutely.
he can like pay attention. So like, do you have any advice for people who have not reached that level of like, damn, I made this decision that I want to be a parent, and even though this man or this woman ain't on board with what I want to do, like, do you have any advice on like how to change that narrative, or like how to get them to change their mindset? Because sometimes I feel like people realize it once it's too late, and like once it actually does start to like negatively affect the kid.
Yes, absolutely. I would say, honestly, you have to connect with your childhood. I think that this big thing that comes with like, we didn't ask to be here. I think that it's a whole thing of like, no, we didn't. But I wouldn't be complaining if I was put in a good space. Like, no, I didn't ask to be here, but if I had a great childhood and that led me to being a great adult, I don't think that I would be complaining. So it's like, what I did was I simply like literally, I knew that I had a lot of healing to do, and I knew that I was pushing it back simply because like I felt like I had time. But then when I knew that I was bringing another life into this world who was going to have her own shit, I didn't have so much time. So I just started pinpointing those things, like pinpointing the shit that I went through as a child that I felt like was still affecting me. Because obviously, if I'm still speaking about them as an adult, these are also things that my baby will experience and be able to speak. They will still be affecting her years later. I'm 31. I'm remembering things from when I was 5, 6, 7 years old that have affected me to the point where they're affecting the decisions that I'm making today. Not necessarily the decisions, but who I am and why I'm making them that way. So that was all it was. It was like, yo, what would you have wanted when you were a kid? Provide that for your kid. And no, it's not easy. I'm 5 years in, and sometimes I'm still impatient. Sometimes I'm still like, oh my God, bro. Like, even though now, see, and I'm not with the semantics thing, but I look at being a single mom differently. I know that single is like, okay, single, it means not married. But I look at it as like, hey, if you're a single mom, I look at that as you physically doing everything on your own. I feel like if you have the other partner, the other half, even if y'all not together, that is showing up, doing exactly what you're doing, then you're not a single mom. You're co-parenting. Me, I'm a single mother until I wasn't. But that's not her dad. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, I just had to just connect. Well, okay, whatever. So I just had to.
License is real.
It's super real, and he can flash it at any time like SpongeBob.
Yes.
But
when you catch the kid, I'm sorry, let's say we catch the kid early.
it is, and this is somebody who, granted that we just like replenished our relationship, he did meet my kid early on. It just didn't work out the first time, but he met her. She didn't remember him. That's how early it was. So now you was goofy. Anyways.
But yes, step parents definitely matter.
Step parents matter for sure. And I don't have no step parents.
Yeah.
But I done seen it. I've witnessed it. Step parents matter.
But no, what I was saying was that that if you when a single mom has a daughter, it's really, really different, because like the boys gravitate to men a little bit different.
100%.
In my situation, my BM started over. She had when I met her, she had I believe they were 15 and 16 at the time.
Months?
No, they were teenagers. So my
Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, yeah. It's
How
that.
old is she?
My BM she only 37. She had a kid when she was 19 and 20. And then she was in the military, and so she had an on-base mom. I'm saying all that to get to the point where when we had a pandemic baby, you know, everybody was in the house, pandemic happened.
Okay.
And I'm only saying that because, like, to step into a woman's life and to take on the role of a stepfather, and also not even like calling yourself a stepfather, because like when his eyes cut, I felt that. No, you did, bro. Everybody over there. No, but no, in a good way, because it's almost like no, like the.
She'd be like, but he's not your father. But
no, because the word. See, that's the thing I always tell
Prove it.
people. Anybody like your dad
Yeah.
is who probably can
Yeah,
see, but
absolutely.
a father is a title that you
and
earn.
I always say that, and I'm so glad that you say that
Yeah.
because there's a complete difference. There is a difference. I always say it. A father
Yeah. Because
is someone who anybody can make you a dad. You're a dad. You nutted in me. We created a
it's
kid.
a
I
different
had
type
it. You're a
of
dad.
nigga to take on that
father
responsibility,
to show up
to volunteer to do that shit.
That's not yours.
Yep, and to never even allow people to say it ain't yours.
Absolutely. Because
that
what?
piece. That's all I
Prove
heard.
it. Prove it. Absolutely. I agree.
And I feel like because step parents matter so much, like when they really step in, how like they post the step.
Absolutely.
That step parent shit.
It kind of just
semantical.
Yeah, it's all
Like,
semantical. Yeah.
You're my parent. Like my stepmom, I don't call her my stepmom.
That's your mom.
That's my mama. And the only reason that
Big
I refer
Sarah,
to her is
not the little one.
only reason I refer to her as a stepmom at this point is because my biological mom has passed away. So like I just want to differentiate and make the difference. But like, no, that's my mama.
Yeah.
That's not my
You?
stepmom.
You got a question?
I think
So I have a question. Do you think that mothers can do this alone? Do you think that we can raise our daughters or sons without the presence of a male?
Okay, let's get specific.
This is called mommy
All right.
monologues.
Okay.
I think that Erykah Badu has said that
Oof.
children are the prototype, and we are the archetype, the mothers. And so that as mothers, they have some of the same traits, some of the same genes, some of the same ways.
Yeah, for sure.
And then we just kind of like build the foundation of it. Do you think that we can do that long term without a man?
No, I don't.
And when so do you think that does the male role model, can it be a grandfather or uncle?
Okay, so that's moving on. Okay, now I say this to say, because I've seen multiple situations where the father, it was not in the best interest for that specific father to be in the child's life. There are certain instances where it is better for a mom or dad not to be around. We've seen it. Don't get me wrong, it normally is very intense situations, but we've seen it. However, what I will say about raising my daughter by myself for a certain amount of time is I definitely think that what she lacked was, how can I put it? Like, I don't know if you remember being a little girl. Like, you remember, like, that bond with, like, your father. Like, where it was, like, early on. Like, y'all just had certain stuff that you and your mom didn't have. Like, I remember being little and me and my dad, like, we bonded over certain things. Like, I learned things very early on. Like, riding a bike or going school shopping together, or like these are the only things my dad did with me. Like my mom wasn't a part of that. And I think back to that and I'm like, damn, if I went without that, I don't think I would be the same, honestly. Even in regards to having my dad in my life and what I look for in a man, or just knowing how a man's supposed to treat a woman, or just seeing what my mom has thrived in from the start because of my dad. That, without that, I would have been, my vision would have been a little clouded. Like, I wouldn't have known how a man's supposed to treat a woman, especially if my mom's single trying to raise me and I have two brothers. And then if my mom is not trying to settle down again, and now there are like different men coming in and out of my life, like it all just, yeah, I think both, I say, don't get me wrong, as a mom, yes, I feel like we could do it a little bit longer with daughters because I am raising you to be a woman. But with sons, no, absolutely not, no. And I thank God that I had a girl.
But could grandfathers and uncles
Absolutely.
fill the gap?
I think that the same as a father, the only thing missing is the bloodline. But I think if that connection is there and that real mentorship is there, and it's like I'm bringing you in like you really want a man, and it's consistent, then absolutely that could play the same part as a father would. Definitely, yeah.
I'll let you go. One more question. How do you manage, because I'm kind of the same way, how do you manage just kind of being like carefree and not controlling the role that your baby father has in your daughter's life. Because I'm kind of on the borderline between like, I don't want my daughter to get this idea of you just like coming in and out of her life, but also I'm not trying to be controlling.
You gonna know. You gonna know. If you still thinking about it right now, like I'm not trying to, then you're still good. It's still, you're still like, you still have a good mindset about it. You'll know when it's like, yo, you ain't did nothing. You ain't been around since woo. You're gonna know when it's like, okay, we need to have a conversation, because now you're just doing anything. Now you just see that I'm a little lenient and you see that I'm being nice, and now you're just doing anything. You'll know. But if it's just right now, like, he just doesn't really do it when you need it done, but he's still doing it, then it's like, okay. But if it's just one of them things where it's like, you can't get this nigga to do nothing, can't get him to show up, can't get him, and he's just playing, and this goes on for a certain amount of time, you'll know when you reach your limit where you feel like some stipulations have to be made.
Is it a limit for the child, though? Do you
How
think
does your
that there's,
child?
like, she's 5.
She'll let you know.
Age. You think like
She'll
voice her concerns?
She will let you know.
Mm-hmm.
She will let you know.
Okay.
She will let you know. I've had my child tell me multiple times, hey, because I'm, like I said, I'm not bitter. I'm better. You want to call your dad today? No, I don't care to talk to him today. Okay. Am I going to force you? No. And then if you come out right and say, I want to call my dad today, am I going to tell you no? No. All right, go call him. And I just let it, like I said, that has been my most stress-free part. Like, okay, you want to talk to him? No. All right. Can I call my dad? Sure. And that's that. And baby, we're more blessed now that they get into these ages where it's like, I don't have to, you don't got to look at me, period. I don't got to see you. Here you go. She got her own iPad now. Go, call your dad. Like, whatever. Like, but at this point, we're still being mediated. But I don't have any ill will, any bitter anything at all. Especially in regards to my kid, because she will choose. She will know when it's time. Yeah.
Okay, so I have a comment too.
Yes.
I'm not a mom, but kudos to you for starting this podcast, because I have a sister and she's a single mom.
Thank you.
And I tried to, I'm going to send this podcast to
Please
her
do.
so
Please
she can
do.
tune in.
Yes.
But like you said, it does take a village. Like my sister
Girl.
has 4 kids now by the same guy. But I personally, and I'm on the outside looking in because I'm not a mother. I don't know the dynamic, you know, moms have with their baby fathers or, you know, their kids' dad. But he's not present. And it sometimes makes me very angry.
It just made me a little angry. I just had a little breathe in, breathe out.
It makes me very angry. No, I'm not a mom. I'm an aunt.
So I'm the rich auntie.
Yes, I'm the auntie. But, so my sister lived out of state. She had kids, and then it wasn't working out with her and her child's father. She moved back home. And now that I'm around more, I see that she's still trying to, like, not even necessarily force, because he does call and he does talk to them, but you're not doing anything for them. So for me, it frustrates me, because it's like, these aren't toys. Like, you can't just call them on FaceTime and just, oh, how's school? What are you doing? And have these long conversations. But what are you doing? Like, she's asking me for help. I'm having to sit up late at night on my off days with the baby. She has a newborn that's a month. You're calling on FaceTime, but you're not doing anything for these kids. And I try to also tell my sister that you need to do what's best for you and your children. You're steady trying to make this a happy family, and that it's not going to be that. This is child 4. It's not going to be a happy family.
I was just going to say.
Yeah, you need to look at the bigger picture, and you need to heal yourself, and you need to remove your emotions from this situation. And again, I'm not a mom, so I try not to say too much.
Because you don't.
Because I don't want, I know sometimes.
Oh, yeah, because somebody be quick to be like, you don't even know.
Yeah. And she said that
even
to
know.
me, like, Shani, you don't have kids.
I know you
these
be
are
like,
my
I'm
kids.
glad. God.
Yeah, I'm glad, but these are my kids because
You making them my kids.
I'm having to foot the bill when you need extra money, or I'm having to pay for things for them. When if this man who is their father is consistently calling them and trying to talk to them and want to be in their life, why isn't he doing what he needs to do for them? Why I'm having to do
Well,
it,
I'll tell you
know?
this, babe. I'll tell you this. Cause God damn it. Cause if you think that she gonna stop asking for your support if you gonna keep doing it.
Exactly.
God damn it, she not.
No, she not. And you know,
No, you gotta just tell her. You made this decision 4 times. 4 times. This is not no, I'm not
Yeah,
trying
no,
to be,
for real.
no. She got the same baby daddy. I'm gonna have 2. So,
Yeah.
but you also made this decision 4 times.
yeah.
You got it. Come on now. Your baby, 1 month? So he wasn't doing nothing financially while she was there either? Or
I
while
don't really
she
know
there?
what was going on while she
Because
was
I'm like,
there,
you should at least
but
stay
I
for a
feel
year.
like, no, she was doing fine. My sister is the breadwinner of the situation
See?
in that. So that
Don't
was
you
a
wish you could make the
situation
nigga
she
had a
needed to
baby?
have been moved around from.
Absolutely.
But because of you were
So
comfortable.
you know what you gotta do?
There.
And I know it's gonna hurt. She your little sister? Your big
Yeah,
sister?
I'm the oldest.
Ooh. God, you just gotta cut her off.
Yeah. But you know what? I don't necessarily feel like I need to cut her off, but I am very straightforward.
To a certain
with her.
extent, you gotta cut her
Yeah,
off though.
I'm very
Because if
straightforward.
you're too comfortable coming to me,
Yeah.
asking me to take care of these kids that are not. I popped coochie, but not to have a baby. So I done did my due diligence over here. You're not finna have me taking care of these children, and I could understand if you have me taking care and you actually hounding him about doing something. You actually go into the courts. You finna get this paperwork in
Yeah.
order. You finna put him on child support. You make sure that you getting your ducks in a row, but you not. You putting all the pressure on me so he can call and ask what's 2 + 2? You did your homework today? Nah.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm so happy that I stayed for your podcast because I'm
Thank
like,
you.
I'm not a mom.
Yeah,
I'm really
that's why I
good.
said
I'm
that
like,
too.
you know what? I'm gonna support Kim and I'm gonna
Thank
say,
you. You know
have
I love
friends
you,
that are
period.
moms. My sister is
Period.
a mom, and I feel like this podcast is gonna be great for you.
Please
and
send it.
Other single
Please
moms
send it.
because they need to hear a perspective from someone who has been in their shoes and is currently, still in their shoes, but doing better.
Elevating.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
you know.
And it was not easy for sure.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
just
what
wanna
this
say
is.
that, not even to put all her business out
Yeah.
there, but I feel like also single moms need to understand there are men that will still be able to accept whatever baggage you are coming with, and you could live a happy life.
Okay, but I will say this. Also, choice of words. Don't be going to no man with no baggage and you got kids too.
Well, the baggage is the key.
But the baggage don't need to be the kids. The baggage don't need to be the kids. You see what I'm saying? The baggage don't need to be the kids because your kids need to be in order. They need to be respectful.
Yeah.
They need to be ready for you to move on and be in a new situation. They need to be. I done seen so many instances where this nigga damn they gotta fight the fucking kids. Like, cause your kids ain't respectful and your kids don't want you with a new man. Your kid,
Yeah.
no, none of that.
See, that's not the case with my sister. My nieces are. My nieces are very respectful, but I feel like because my sister is still stuck on trying to make this situation work, they're still worrying about what dad doing, and it's
Yeah.
like you can't even move on because you feel like, oh, my kids want to be with their dad or they want this family.
Okay,
to
so
work
tell
out.
her go send a 3, not the newborn. Tell her go ahead, send them. Let's go spend some time.
She don't need to do that. I don't trust.
See, man.
I have a question. How do you be okay with time spent versus
All right.
money spent?
Last question, y'all. Okay. Oh, great question. Please ask that one on the mic. And this is the last question, and I'm wrap it up. This went longer than expected, y'all.
Which one weighs more, time spent or money spent?
Time.
Time. Right?
Yeah.
I agree.
Me and my child's father have a verbal monetary agreement. I get a certain amount of money every month when he's not in his feelings. And I would trade that any day for me to get a break. I would trade that any day for me to have a weekend child free. I would trade that any day for me to, can you pick her up from school two or 3 days out the week? He's out of town, so even the things that I'm asking for are not possible. When you come here, I would like for you to not have to depend on me still in any way while you're here. So yes, time, if you didn't hear me. First time, money is what it is. I got money. I'm gonna make money. If I'm lacking money, I'm gonna go find some money. But if you could watch her while I go do that, that's good.
But it is still stressful.
It's very stressful. But at this point, this age, my baby 5, she talked to me so good. We is besties. I love spending time with her. So at this point, he could damn near send the funds. I ain't gonna lie. Especially after he's already shown, like, you don't care to be around. He just saw her for the first time in almost a year. Like, you don't really give a fuck for real, so send the funds. For sure. Absolutely. Yes, ma'am. So that being said, guys, I appreciate, this went longer because, oh my God, I didn't expect that many questions. I love that. But I definitely appreciate you guys for coming and sticking around after the last show. I hope that you guys go and download Mommy Monologues on Apple Podcasts. And just, oh shit, sorry. Okay, yeah, this is my drop. Okay. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, wherever you can stream podcasts. Mommy Monologues, YouTube, the visuals. Yes. No, but seriously. Right now, if you got an iPhone, please go and type in Mommy Monologues, and please go give me a follow, y'all, so y'all can see every episode from here on out. I will be dropping on Sundays, so every Sunday you can hear an episode from Mommy Monologues, where I will be covering literally probably everything you can think of. As you saw today, I covered the moment that I realized I was going to be a single mom, but we're going to be talking about a lot. Breaking generational curses, honing in to your childhood desires and learning how to connect with your child through that. Releasing the father of your child so you can focus on your children. A lot of stuff that I just want to cover. I just want people to understand that being a single mom is not the end of your world. Like, it's honestly not. It's not the end of your world. You just really have to realize what it's about. And it's about the choice that you made. And the choice was to bring a kid into this life. Once you do that, it shouldn't be about anybody else. And that's it.